So I was browsing the Clash of Clans subreddit and came across a meme that says, I'm upgrading my heroes, waiting for them to become stronger. Meanwhile, I also upgraded my town hall so that I've unlocked new hero levels. The point here is that players get annoyed having to wait for hero upgrades, which can feel endless. There was also another post asking other players if it's worth maxing them or not. What's going on, my friends? My name is Joe. Welcome back to the show, and today we have some very interesting information regarding hero upgrades, which goes against everything I've told you within the last 4 years to address the topic, are heroes worth upgrading? So before the release of Town Hall 16, when we upgraded heroes, we were able to increase their stats as well as their hero ability levels. And this is what gave them their overall strength if you max them, and why we emphasized upgrading them so much. Well, now when you upgrade a hero, only their hit points and damage per second are increased, which doesn't look very appealing if you're consistently upgrading them and seeing very little stat increases for such high prices. Also, with the addition of hero equipment, by upgrading them, there are additional stats that are applied to the heroes when you upgrade those. So over the last few weeks, I've been seeing the same question asked: should I not upgrade heroes and focus on the hero equipment instead? And I'm more of a visual type player, so I gotta see it in action, and why I built a comparison experiment to test that theory. So for this test, I chose to use a max Town Hall 13 base because a lot of players are stuck at either Town Hall 12 or Town Hall 13, and there are no pets to support the heroes. What if I attacked the same base with the same army and each hero had the maximum hero equipment levels allowed for Town Hall 13, but only the hero levels were drastically reduced? What would that look like? I gave the king Giant Gauntlet and Vamp Stash abilities, the queen Archer Puppet and Invisibility Vial, and the Grand Warden Eternal Tome and Rage Gem. So with this base, it is fully maxed out defensively, minus the heroes, because it's really hard to friendly challenge yourself with lower level heroes versus higher level heroes. But we chose to do the Super Bowler Smash because this one does highlight the Grand Warden walk. Now, I understand that most of you probably only care about the Eternal Tome when it comes to the Grand Warden, but in this case, we get to see that damage per second and hit points in conjunction to maxed out hero equipment for this Town Hall level. So the Warden is working very nicely at level 20, taking down various buildings. We got a Flame Flinger working at the top for funneling purposes, and a couple of wizards and archers, and we're going to speed it up to try to get that king and queen in so you can see them in action as level 20s versus a maxed out Town Hall 13. Here they come, and we're going to go ahead and slow it back down with the king going into that upper compartment and the queen following the bowlers in. King's going to take on the scatter shot with the Yetis, and the queen is going to back up the super bowlers as we use that Grand Warden's ability to protect them versus the Eagle Artillery, the defensive Super Dragon, as well as the giant bombs. Unfortunately, the king does get stuck in a wall here. We're going to use his ability, but he's going to get roasted by the single target. That's kind of my fault. I should have froze the single target, and the ability does wear off, but he's fainted, so it doesn't really matter. The Grand Warden's going to follow the super bowlers across the base, doing damage and locking on to that single target, taking it out. The queen has gone outside, unfortunately, but the royal champion is still taking down defenses. And what's really interesting about this attack is that we do not have maxed heroes against a max base, and this one is actually going to result as a 3-star. Keep that in mind. Level 20 heroes with maxed out equipment 3-starring a max Town Hall 13. But we ran the same test with maxed heroes, and let me show you the results. When we compare the two attacks, I think it's kind of obvious to see the difference in the damage per second output of the level 50 Grand Warden, which speeds up the attack quite a bit. The king at level 20 unfortunately did not get a chance to show off because he got roasted by the single target. And the queen clearly had more punch to the bolt she was firing at level 75. But the fact of the matter is that the hero equipment really shined in both of these examples because, let's be real, a Town Hall 13 army with level 20 heroes was able to 3-star a max 13 base, and when was that ever possible before this update? So this is where I feel it's safe to say that hero upgrading, although still still very important, isn't the priority anymore. It's upgrading the hero equipment, which leads us into the other change made in the last update involving the hero potion, which allows you to temporarily boost all hero and pets to the maximum level allowed at your town hall level for 1 hour. Technically, you can war and collect ore without upgrading heroes if you have those potions. And what's even funnier about that statement is that you really don't need to worry about running out of hero potions because they are offered in the raid medal section of the trader shop. So if you participate in raid weekend each week, you can collect 3 hero potions every Tuesday for 150 raid medals each, which keeps you upgrading other things on your bases and applying the hard to obtain ore towards the hero abilities. Now keep in mind, this all depends on how you want to play Clash of Clans. Hero levels are still very much important when it comes to attacking because not everyone can maneuver through a Town Hall 13 base with level 20 heroes. And attacking does get slightly better if you have both the heroes and the equipment maxed. So I recommend that if you want to take a break from farming all the time and waiting on hero upgrades non-stop, you can use those hero potions to join your clanmates in war, especially when you're like Town Hall 11, 12, or 13, because at Town Hall 14, you should be able to max out the hero equipment, or at least the common equipment, to level 18. So realistically, you can get to Town Hall 14 where players start to get a little bit more competitive and then worry about maxing out your heroes. Now, if you do have excess elixir and dark elixir, I would recommend that you upgrade the Royal Champion, Archer Queen, or the Grand Warden to get rid of it. Either of them are great options. Also, you can spend your books of heroes on those in the meantime, so that way you do not need to break from clan war. The downside when it comes to not upgrading your heroes is that you are going to miss out on a lot of that damage per second and hit point increases if you're trying to use them for farming or you're trying to use them for pushing, and even if you're trying to go up to Legends League, because you're more than likely going to run out of hero potions. And if you enjoyed this video, check out the next one recommended by YouTube.